Hello, air signs, and welcome to your full moon in Capricorn reading. I am using the Sacred Symbols Oracle deck. So, this full moon in Capricorn is about focusing on ambition, achievement, and emotional maturity. It's also a period for setting goals, reassessing goals, and setting boundaries, and also taking practical steps towards success and stability in your life. And the full moon is always about releasing what no longer serves you. Spirit, what guidance do you have for the air signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, please, for this full moon in Capricorn? I just saw the jealousy card. Are there people around you that are jealous? Are you being jealous of somebody? Spiritual cleansing, the 550, which is a 5 card, which is change. So, are you going through some type of spiritual cleansing? Are you moving to your higher self? Are you meditating? Are you grounding yourself? Are you trying to clear some energies around you? This is a pretty tumultuous time, and we need to take time to breathe, right, and to pause and to clear our energy if it's feeling stuck or if you're feeling overwhelmed. The 5 is also the Hierophant card, which is about beliefs and traditions. Um, there's a lot of things going on right now about beliefs and traditions in the world, and um, you just have to be true to yourself. Whatever it is that you truly believe, then stick to it. Okay. Shadow, the 43 card, which is a 7, which is spirituality, conflict. Right. It's the seeker, the chariot, and the chariot is is Aries, which is what's best for me. And shadow, everyone has a light and a dark side, right? A light and a shadow. And your shadow isn't a bad thing. The shadow is just something underneath that um, might be a little more personal and that you don't share as openly as you do everything else. Okay. Let's see what the reading has for us today. Spirit, what guidance do you have for the air signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius for this full moon in Capricorn, please? You could also be doing some shadow work, right? Okay, this card popped out, so we're going to use this here. See, what don't you see coming? Is the Six of Cups. So shadow, and this is about past lives or child wounds, right? So the shadow could be um, correlated with your child wounds, right? Have you healed from those yet? We don't ever even see those child wounds. We don't realize them until something happens. A situation in our life happens, and we have no idea why we're feeling the way we're feeling. Maybe we get, you know, so angry we uh, overblow something, right? We just blow things out of proportion, or maybe we get really, really hurt, and we don't even know why we're so hurt. When if you sit back and evaluate it, and maybe somebody tells you that story, they're talking to you as a friend, right? Confiding in you as a friend, and they tell you that story, and you're like, wow, I mean, it's not a good thing, but it really wasn't that bad. So that could be the shadow, and sometimes um, we haven't done enough shadow work, so we need to sometimes sit in our quietness and figure out, okay, why, like for me for example, my mother, my biological mother, she would not follow through on things. So I had a really hard time with people not following through on what they say. Don't tell me you're going to do something if you're not going to do it, because I I guess it was an expectation. I was expecting that to happen. I expected people to follow through, and sometimes crap happens and things pop up and you have to change plans. But I had to really work hard on saying that, okay, first of all, those people aren't my mother, and second of all, this is life and things change at a drop of a hat, right? So I had to learn to be okay with um, things changing or things not happening the way someone told me they were. Or I also had to realize that people people aren't me. So if I'm really good at following through, or if I don't say, I try not to say never. I don't promise things I know that I can't keep, and but that's me, and I can't expect anybody else to be that. Okay, and you can't either, right? You can tell somebody how you feel, but they are them, and you are you, right? The star healing. So you do have some healing to do, right? This is happening underneath. So there are some shadows, some child wounds, perhaps some type of healing that still needs to go on. that you need to continue to do in order to move to your um, best and highest self, right? So there is some spiritual cleansing still going on for you. And the Page of Swords. So there's a message of truth that is going on underneath that you haven't seen, or maybe you're not being open to it, but you have to be open to it. Okay, so how are you showing up? The Five of Wands. You're struggling right now, right? You're struggling with something, and it could be that shadow. Maybe you don't know what it is that you're struggling with. So you can sit back, right? Be the hermit. Sit by yourself in a quiet space and just meditate on stuff, right? And I'm not, you don't, as far as the word meditate, yes, you can go full out and have you know, the drums and the sounds and, but whatever soothes you, even if it's just quietness, right? And just sit there, close your eyes and relax, breathe, right? And see what it is that's um that's making you feel like you're struggling right now. And your challenge is the Queen of Pentacles. You're not nurturing your foundation. You're not grounding yourself enough. You're maybe you're doubting your self-confidence in something. Your recent past was the Two of Cups, was a partnership. Okay, so did something happen? Did something happen with a partner, and that's causing you to question yourself? Um, Sorry, I thought I saw something uh, on the corner of my eye. Um, so we'll get clarification on that. But yeah, if something happened in a relationship of, and I'm just saying a relationship, doesn't have to be romantic, but it very well could be, that's going to affect you, right? And the things that transpired that caused it to end are going to make you doubt yourself. Okay, so we'll get clarification on all this. Your near future is the Eight of Pentacles. You have more work to do, and perhaps that work is healing, right? Healing from whatever it was that's causing this struggle right now. And your overall energy is the Hermit, right? And didn't I mention the Hermit? So um maybe you're not doing this enough, right? Maybe you know, you thought about it one day and you're like, okay, this is what I need to do, but then you're still struggling, right? Um, take more time, right? Um, Maybe in the early mornings when you wake up, right, and you're grabbing your cup of coffee or your tea or whatever it is your morning ritual is, and sit in a quiet space and just think about things, review things in your mind. What's going on? What is it that I want? What are my desires, and how can I get there? Take notes, right? We can journal. We can just um, do automatic writing, right? Where we just get a paper and pen, and you can even use your computer, but you just write. Whatever comes to your mind, you just write, even if it doesn't make sense. Just keep writing and writing and writing. And then after you're done, there might be some sense of that something that makes sense to you in the end. Okay, so let's get some clarification on this Two of Cups, please, Spirit. What are the air signs need to know about this Two of Cups? Ten of Swords, an ending. Eight of Swords, and the Empress. Okay, so it's about love. I think this is a love relationship. So somebody had ended a relationship or is ending a relationship, right? The Ten of Swords is um, the end to a new beginning, and swords are about truths. And you see how it's stabbing that person, right? So there's some pain and sorrow. That was an end to some big pain, right? And then you're self-imposing restrictions on yourself. She's bound and she's blindfolded, but she's not stuck there. She can walk away. There's no chains around her feet, and she can even get out of those binds, right? That looks like this cloth, right? And she's also standing on some dry, brittle ground, and so perhaps that's hurting her feet. But there's water around her, so she can step into that water and soothe her feet. That water is feelings, right? And then you have the Empress, and the Empress is all the queens. It's all the nurturing. So there's so much nurturing that you need to do for yourself, right? And then you have the Venus symbol up there in the top, right, in her scepter. And Venus is about love, right? So this is also a Libra card and a Taurus card. So Libra is about balance and love, and Taurus is about stability and grounding. So um, it's unfortunate that something had to end, but you have to work on balancing that and still nurturing and giving yourself love, so that, because regardless of what it was that caused that ending, you're still worthy of love. Okay, Let's get some clarification on this Six of Cups. Spirit, what do the air signs need to know about this Six of Cups? The King of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the High Priestess. So this thing from the past, I'm getting that it's blocking your feeling of stability, right? The kings are very proud and they're very authoritative and leaders, right? And it's blocking that. And this Five of Swords, although he has all the swords, this was a struggle. He had to fight to get it. So you're fighting for that right now. And you have the High Priestess. She knows, right? This is the you know card, right? Your intuition. You know what you need to know. You just have to look inside yourself to find that answer. And then the High Priestess, she knows the answer, and you can ask her, right? We can ask whatever it is that you believe in that's higher than we are, right? Could be God, could be Gaia, Buddha, source, spirit, right? Whoever, the angels, the ascended masters, your ancestors. Ask them for help. Ask them to guide you, right? And then you can ask them for some signs. So ask a question and then say, okay, if this is the way I'm supposed to, if this is the direction I need to go, please show me this sign. And then wait for 48 hours and see if you see that, right? But don't say, show me a car driving in front of my house. Unless cars never drive in front of your house, that's a different story. But it has to be something out of the ordinary, something that is going to be a sign, okay? So shadow work is really hard, and child wounds, like I said, they don't show up until something happens, right? So there's some shadow work that you need to do, right? There's some more healing that you need to do. There's a spiritual cleansing that you're going through. And be the hermit, right? Step aside, be quiet, be still, and ask yourself what it is. You deserve to be loved, and trust your intuition, right? This is a heavy reading for the air signs, and it's gone a little bit longer than I normally like to do, but there was a lot to say. And you got this, air signs. Okay? Thank you so much for all the likes and subscribes. If you have not subscribed, please do so. And if you think somebody needs to hear this, please share this with them. And until next time, have a good day.